Hey everyone, welcome back. I know it's been a little while since I posted anything, so there's been a lot going on, and I've been rethinking some of the things about how I'm doing this. And I do want to get back to the format we were doing for so long of releasing what I'm going to work on each month and getting feedback and stuff. Um, However, there's been a couple changes, and I just want to throw those out. So first of all, I think that some of the tracks are not fully developed enough to become their own tracks. As a result, the number of psytrance tracks that I'm going to be doing is actually only 6, because there's several that are kind of good pieces of things that if I combine them together with other ones, they're going to make one really good track, but there isn't enough material for them to each be individual ones. And might do that somewhat on the down-tempo tracks as well. Now, part of what is driving this, besides just the fact that they're not cohesive enough to make their own songs, is the fact that I've pretty much decided that one way or another I'm going to get this album pressed to vinyl, and there are some time constraints involved in that. And as a result, if I was going to do 20 tracks that are 6 minutes long or something, there's no way we could fit it even on 2 records, and I can't really see pressing more than 2 records for this album. So the whole thing's going to probably come in somewhere around 90 minutes or less, and it's kind of good for me because one of the things I tend to have trouble with is brevity and keeping things tight and short to the point. So it's going to be yet another learning curve for me with this album. So I've been working on a few tracks. The one that I last released, The Endless River, ended up taking way longer than I had hoped. And I have started the next 2. I did something that I'm really excited about. I got my friend Cy, who produces music under the name Ninth Phoenix, to come in and remix some of the parts that I had started, and basically just handed her the stems and was like, "Here, see what you can do with this." And what she did with it was awesome. She recorded vocals, she wrote lyrics to it, and sang and manipulated the sound some, but basically turned a little collection of riffs that I had into a kick-ass song. And then I've gone in and added more to it recently, and so that's one of the things in the works. The other thing is I've started this process of consolidating psytrance tracks, and so the one that I was working on in August is now being blended with one that I started for this month, and so should have one great psytrance track out of that. And altogether there are 5 pieces that will be more or less done. I'm not calling any of it done, it's done for now. And those will be done by the 21st of September. Now, unlike how I've been doing it, I've been trying to release things at the beginning of the month, each month. But this time I'm actually having an event here at the Landing where I live. And so if you're in Asheville, you can come, and I will be performing all of them live during my set. It's also it's our Equinox event. We do 4 kind of major parties here every year, so we do them on solstices and equinoxes. And so in addition to myself performing and Ninth Phoenix performing, there's also going to be a host of DJs during the day, a great gypsy jazz band called the Gypsy Swingers, and an amazing act called To All My Dear Friends that is violinist Mark Hennessy and the Landing Zone Josh Newton playing drums with him. Josh has played on a lot of the tracks that I've done too, and it's just an absolutely epic thing to see live. Mark plays violin, electric violin. He builds loops and just layers loop after loop to make these massive soundscapes. It's very powerful, emotional, beautiful music, and I highly recommend you come out if you're in Asheville. Come out on the 20th to see him. And also, I'm going to be debuting the remix that I'm doing of one of his tracks for his that's on his new album, or the original track is on the new album, and I'm remixing it. So there's a lot of good stuff happening on the 20th. I will also go ahead and upload the finished versions of these tracks at the same time, so if you're not in Asheville, you can hear them. And then the other cool thing going on is there's been some pretty serious progress on the artwork front. So Maddie Moore, who is a resident here at the Landing, she painted the first steps of what will become the album cover. So it's basically 2 panels. The whole thing depicts a Mobius strip, and the left side is pretty much filled out. She did a lot of work on that and some detail work. The right side is kind of just an outline, a painted sketch, if you will, because the idea is now I've had them photographed, and I'm going to go in Photoshop and start doing digital art over it, and the right side is going to be kind of heavily digital, the left side less so, and then we're going to reprint them onto canvas, and she's going to go back over and do another layer. We're basically doing kind of a collaborative feedback Mobius strip style project with this. So and I interviewed Maddie about the process, and so I'm just going to show you that now, and we'll get back to you on the 21st. So let's talk to you soon.